Boy, oh boy, here we are. Welcome to Sam Roberts. Now, what a night it is, the loneliest night of all nights, Friday night, and what better show than the loneliest show on all the internet to be here with you. Sam Roberts now, and there is no lonelier show. Part of that is because of the number one, Hot Dog is back. Hot Dog, how are we?
Bringing back the lonely vibe, Sammy.
Yeah, you are. Look at you. You just are one big lonely vibe, and that's why the people, they appreciate you, Hot Dog.
I appreciate them.
I'll bet you do. I bet you'd watermark their shit.
Come on, it's been a couple days now.
I saw Hot Dog has been on Damage Control. Of course, there was a lot of controversy. I brought it up on Jim and Sam, but there's a big moment for the Not Sam digital universe space this week. Yeah, the whole universe. John Cena was the guest. The t-shirt by now on Notsam Wrestling, right? NotsamShirts.com. Fire. John Cena was the guest. The interview was incredible. Better than any high expectations that I could have for it. We all knew it. Hot Dog, Travis, and I left that interview knowing this thing was a smash. Okay? And we're all sitting on it, right? We all have our photos. We all have the video, the audio. Everybody's sitting on everything, waiting for the big drop to hit. And you know how things go in the Not Sam space. We all win. That's the point. We all eat. We don't do anything unless we're all eating. Every win is a team win. There are no individual wins in this thing. And if there are...
I don't want to do shit unless it's with my N-words, is a lyric that I feel fits well into this.
And that's something that I would allow you to bring to the table whenever you wanted to, and I would nod my head. I go, the spirit of your statement is one I agree with, Hot Dog.
Thank you.
And I thought you were on that same boat, because then Hot Dog gets all excited. Monday, the podcast drops. People are already buzzing. Ooh, did you hear what he said about The Rock? Did you hear what he said about Brock Lesnar? Hot Dog is on the group text. No worries, fam. I got us. I'm gonna be on Reddit. I'm gonna be on Reddit with my clip, and look at my Twitter already. I already got a John Cena clip out. I was like, awesome, man. I'm getting in the car, right? I'm about to drive, so I can't get on my phone and start sending stuff out. I go, Hot Dog's on top of it. But here's when I get home, and I literally was thinking this. When I get home, I'll tweet out Hot Dog's video. That way the interview gets a win and Hot Dog's Twitter account gets a win. We're all eating again. That's all I'm thinking about, is how to create feasts that the whole family enjoys. And then I go to Hot Dog's Twitter. It's been up for a couple hours probably, because I finally got to it. My clip guy had already come in and said, here, I got a whole batch of clips already ready for you to go. I said, perfect. I'm going to send one of Hot Dog's clips out, and then I'm going to start sending my clip guy's clips out. It's going to be great. And I look at Hot Dog's clip, and it's John Cena talking. And that's it. It doesn't say. Look at that logo. That's, again, we talk about the whole family eating. Triumph Printing Co. comes to me. What do you think of this logo? I said, gorgeous. 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 Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Right? And so I'm sitting there going yeah, right? That logo's not in Hot Dog's video. Anywhere. Nowhere. The SiriusXM logo in there. Sure. Not my logo. My face. My voice. My essence. My essence is gone from the video. And like I've said, it's not a matter of ego. It's not me going well, if this many eyes are going to be it, they have to see this. No, that's not how I operate. But how I do operate is eyeballs are great. What are we doing with the eyeballs? Where are they? Branding. I love branding. Branding is, it's my whole thing. Look at this thing. There's a big neon sign in here.
Guys, there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 logos in that.
Logos. As far as the eye can see, logos. And let's be honest, the entire set decoration is all one big branding thing. Horror movies, wrestling, all this stuff. Look at that. When we go to the Hot Dog TV, what's on the wall? Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, Michael Myers, Rey Mysterio. Everything.
Go back. And then you're on my screen.
And I'm on everything is branding. It's all, what do we say at the top of the show every week? Lonely night, lonely Friday, branding, 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 branding. And then I look at a Hot Dog's John Cena video. I go, Hot Dog, how would anybody have any idea what interview this is? And Hot Dog goes,
it looked like it was just like a Getty generic evergreen clip.
Yeah, I go, this could literally be just a clip that gets sent out to every radio show so that their host can be added to the video. And Hot Dog went, huh? And he goes, but my tweet, I credited you in my tweet. And I said, do you think that the world is coming to the Shea Marte social media hub to quote your text with the video? Is that normally how you see video passed around on the internet? And here's the context from the original. It's never happened. We were just talking about it last week. Context is completely done away with on the internet. You better put it in the original video because nobody's looking for an old description. Nobody cares. Why would they? And I go, Hot Dog, you work for a media company. Would you guys ever put out a clip without your company's logo on it? And that's when I remember he sent the text. He said, that's a good point. No, we wouldn't do that. And I go, well, this is why. And it's just like, this is just so stupid.
It was very stupid.
Yeah.
It was a fumble on my behalf, but I got a little bit too excited.
And that's what happened. I knew as soon as I saw it. I said, you know why? Hot Dog is excited. And this goes against the whole team is eating mentality. Hot Dog is excited because he used a lens that he likes. He wants to show the gals at the office that he shot a big celebrity, and he did this phenomenal job shooting. And I'm going,
show the gals at the office.
Of course you did. Because all you were thinking about was, how great am I at shooting interviews? And you didn't... Solo. So, but that's what you were thinking, Hot Dog. You were thinking solo. That interview wasn't a solo operation, okay?
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't solo.
No.
It was me. Anytime somebody came up, they said, Sam, that was a great interview with John Cena. I know. I can't believe how good John Cena was. I know. Sam, that interview, I mean, it looked like a movie. I know. I can't believe how good Hot Dog is at filming it. Sam, I can't believe you got John Cena in the podcast. I know. You give Travis the drop and he pulls it off. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then Hot Dog goes, I know it's good. I did it by myself.
I'm talking about the video aspect.
I did it all alone without anyone else.
Just the video aspect. That's all.
Well, you can go make videos of your dog by yourself then. Will people be as impressed? Look at my dog. No. I shot this dog all by myself. Yeah, of course you did. Who would help you shoot your dog? I'd like to help you shoot your dog and yourself.
I had the Cena interview up on my work screen yesterday in the office, and then my
just in case anybody walks by, you just leave it up.
Yeah, and then my manager's manager comes up. She's like, "Are you still bragging about your interview?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, you all stopped watching the Shawn Michaels interview. I got to show you something.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, everything's a learning process. That's the point.
I deleted it. There's no more.
And then I found people using the clip. I go, this is exactly what I told you would happen, Hot Dog. And he goes, oh, damn. And I saw Hot Dog go on Damage Control. I respected it. I get angry in the moment. Hot Dog goes, don't worry, dude. I reported the Instagram. And I texted him back, report your own tweet. And I saw you were leaving comments on people. You retweeted all my shit this week. You did. I saw more likes and retweets from Hot Dog than I've ever seen in my life. I was like, all right, I do respect that he's tried. He's putting his best foot forward. This is Hot Dog. Hot Dog generally, well, he doesn't always make the same mistake twice. I was going to say he generally doesn't make the same mistake twice, but I can't, I can't say that.
No. Sometimes it's a process.
But
sometimes
he does learn.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, I feel like in the Shawn Michaels interview, you would never shoot another interview that you didn't have an establishing shot.
I hope you realize I made sure that shot was in there within the first 30 seconds.
100%, because you learned. And this is why I have to be harsh sometimes, because it's like, no, this one, it can't be like, oh yeah, I guess I could have done that better, but let's focus on, no. And I would think that going forward, you'd be like, this isn't an appropriate, this clip doesn't get anything done. Like it's just good for John. That's it.
John looked great.
John looked amazing, and his answer was great. He sounded eloquent. It was perfect. Well, I'll tell you all, you weren't the only one that was blundering this week, Hot Dog.
Oh, thank God.
I know there were a lot of blunders going on this week. A lot of people considered the introduction of Max a blunder. Do we know Max? Are we all friends with Max?
Cinemax, of course.
No. You're thinking of Cinemax, HBO Max, but just Max.
Is there a merger?
No.
Between Cinemax
No.
and
Yes,
HBO?
yes. There was a merger. It was between Discovery and Warner Brothers. Yeah.
There's no Max in there. But
No, I think Cinemax. Yeah, no, Cinemax has nothing to. Because I looked, there's no skin. I don't think there's any Skinemax movies on Max. You know, like there's no softcore, NC-17 type movies.
That sucks.
On Max at all. So, I mean, people, look, HBO has had a tough time in the streaming department. They're so great. And this is, I think, something that people need to learn. People in this day and age, I feel like, are trying to figure out how to make streaming work. Everybody felt like they had struck oil during the pandemic because everybody was at home watching streaming. So you could have 2 shows under your belt and be like, I'll just launch my own streaming service. And everybody was like, yeah, I'll subscribe to that. You were subscribing to everything. Anytime, anything.
Like a gold rush.
Yeah. Anything that dropped, you were subscribing to during the pandemic. And then we start to go outside again. You're spending money on gas. You're spending money on dinner again. And you're going, why am I subscribed? This thing has 4 shows on. Why am I subscribed? So people are panicking a little bit, trying to figure out what is the business model actually going to look like going forward. And I think that a lot of companies are having a tough time figuring out, do you create content or do you provide content? Those are 2 different types of services. And maybe it's Netflix that screwed everything up by coming out with these original programs. And HBO did it back in the day, right? HBO was a premium cable channel that was originally just a channel that showed movies. But then they started making their own shows. And all of a sudden it was, well, HBO makes the best shows and also is a content provider in terms of movies, not just a creator. Netflix took that on in the streaming world, and now everybody thinks they're a provider/creator. But there are a lot of companies that should just be licensing content. They don't need, not everybody needs to figure out a subscription service. Sometimes you can just say, hey, we made all this content, let's license it to this other place that is doing well in streaming. Although I don't know who's doing well in streaming anymore, right? Like, I don't know who's doing it.
I don't think we needed Paramount, and I don't think we needed Apple.
Well, Apple's aggressive though. I don't think we needed it at the time, but like Apple's got a lot of money and Apple's been successful. Apple, first of all, Apple can bundle their streaming service with other stuff. They're like, you like iPads, right? Yep. Okay, here's 3 months. All right. All right, I guess I got Apple TV. You like, you got a phone? Yeah. Probably an iPhone? Yeah, matter of fact, it is. Cool. Apple TV. All right, cool. You know? And Apple TV's won a Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Apple TV's got Ted Lasso's. You know, they are getting, stringing together some hits. Low key, Apple TV is really creeping up on everybody. But HBO, you would have thought would be a shoe-in from the beginning. But from the beginning, HBO has not been great in terms of figuring out how to stream content, right? You went from HBO, except when it was premium cable. When it's just, hey, you pay extra money, you get HBO. Why would I pay extra money? Because you get movies, you get stand-up specials, and you'll get these awesome shows that now HBO is making. All right. And it got to a point where if you had cable, you were getting HBO. Can you imagine somebody? Oh, I don't get HBO. What?
It's prestige
what?
Drama.
Yeah, prestige, hot dog. That's the word. That's the word. It was the gold standard. It was the gold.
I guess you don't like good shows.
What? You just like garbage? Is that why you don't have HBO? What are you? A garbage person? So HBO then goes like, we see where this is going with the streaming. So it started as HBO. Then immediately they had HBO Go. They've never not been confusing when it comes to streaming.
Man, I remember this shit.
They had HBO Go and HBO Now. It was one service if you had HBO and you wanted to use your cable login, and then another service if you didn't want to use a cable login and just wanted HBO without cable, just wanted the streaming app. But nobody ever knew which one they had. I never met a single person that I could sit there and go, do you have HBO Go or HBO Now? And they'd be able to tell me. They'd go, I don't know. What? What are you talking about? I have HBO. Yeah, but do you have HBO Go or do you have HBO Now? What's the difference programming-wise? There is none. So how would I ever know? How would I know?
I think one was live if you had a TV subscription, right?
So like you could get like Game of Thrones,
like live,
and watch it live, and then but then on HBO Go, that's why it was HBO Now, because you could watch it now, and then HBO Go you would just stream it.
It's the catalog, like just the catalog of stuff they already have.
But you got all the new episodes too.
Yes, but not live.
Not live. You like it at 9 or 10? Either way. Well, okay, then I guess you can pick one then. Then they go to HBO Max, and people literally thought what you just said, Hot Dog. Oh, this is the merger between HBO and Cinemax, and it was not. That was not the case. That was not true. HBO Max was not HBO combined with Cinemax. HBO Max was HBO combined with other Warner Brothers properties. People are like, what are you talking about? So why isn't it HBO WB? And they're like, well, it's not the WB. That's like the Wayans brothers and all that stuff. That's a different thing altogether. I wish there were a bunch of old WB shows on HBO, but no, this is like Warner Brothers, like Discovery. And you went, wait. What? Discovery? And then you go, well, yeah, like Discovery Channel, like the WB, huh? And South Park. No. South Park is on Paramount, right? No. Paramount has, I think, old South Park, and HBO Max had original movies? Or was it the other way around? HBO Max got the South Park catalog, and Paramount got original.
It's weird that Friends was on HBO.
And then HBO was like, you like Friends? Yeah. I used to watch it on NBC. It's on Peacock? No. No, it's on HBO Max. Oh, so HBO Max must have The Office. No, that's on Peacock.
It's so weird.
What?
So weird.
So in an effort to reduce confusion, HBO goes, it can't be HBO Max. So they say, what if it was just Max? And people are like, I don't know what this is. I think that, and here's, so I'm looking at HBO Max and then I go on, I'm like, okay, it's time. I guess today's Max day. Let me go see what my HBO Max app looks like when it's just Max. And I turn on my HBO Max app, and they're like, this app is dead. You got to download the new one. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's a totally different app. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just update the app? Why are you making me download another app? And I go, okay, it must be some kind of insane upgrade, right? Like the HBO Max app wasn't built. So like this isn't 1.2. This is like 3.0 that I'm upgrading to. I go, okay. So I said, fine, I'll download the app. So I downloaded a Max app. So now, of course, on my Apple TV, because I'm not sitting there deleting everything, I probably have an HBO Go, an HBO Max, and a Max app, all still somewhere on my home screen of Apple TV. I definitely have HBO Max and Max on my Apple TV, both of them.
This feels like when you're working on a project and you keep saving it and you keep going V_V2_V3. V4.
No, that's the original. Like, I almost don't want to delete things, to just have a historical documentation of all the different HBO apps that I've had over time.
The next one's going to be Max_final. Max_final for real this time.
Final. Well, what's the date on it? Final 02. Okay. So then I open Max, and it looks exactly the same as HBO Max. Exactly. The difference is that it's blue instead of purple. But in terms of like what the app looks like in terms of the what's it called? The interface. The interface looks almost exactly the same. The only difference is that at the top there's different categories, and now one of the categories is HBO. And I go, oh, it took a lot of work, but this makes sense. I kind of understand where they're going with this. I get what they're doing now. I think they might just be extraordinarily poor communicators. Now, this was shocking to me. Last year, apparently, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns Max, apparently made $246 million last year.
Yeah, Lord.
Which is criminal. I mean, that is the most insane thing. If you told me he made $24 million, I'd go, for what? Like, what do you, like, I'm all about CEOs making good money. But the idea that he made, if you took out the weekends, he made like $1 million a day more. No, he made about $1 million a day, Monday through Friday working. I'm sure he took vacations too, and he still got his $1 million a day. Can you imagine making $1 million a day? And it's like, well, what if we just called it Max? Bro, you make $1 million a day. That's what you're giving me? For $1 million a day. Max?
This is the opposite of you, Sam. This is like a me problem where there's no branding here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why am I paying you $1 million a day to just destroy brands? I've realized that this move is actually to try, I believe, and maybe I'm just giving it too much of a benefit of the doubt. I believe it's to try to return prestige to the HBO brand. I feel like the goal here, and they've just done a terrible job of communicating it, is that HBO Max is a dumb brand. And they don't want to say The Last of Us, which is one of these great shows, is an HBO Max show. Because it makes people go, oh, well, then I'm not watching it. People want to go, it's an HBO show. That's the whole point. Barry, Last of Us, Succession, plus the back catalog, The Wire, Sopranos, Entourage, all of these shows that are like these beloved sort of culture-setting shows are HBO shows. So between HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max, HBO, your mother, how do we return to HBO actually meaning something good? Well, what if we took it out of the title? The streaming service is now Max. And there is a category on Max that says HBO. So, I mean, what they're telling you is a lot of the stuff on Max is clearly garbage, right? Like, you're now going to be able to get
Not a Discovery.
all the trashy documentaries that Discovery makes, every season of 90 Day Fiancé, and all the 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs are up. My 790-pound life is up there. My 840-pound sister is there. Dr. Pimple Popper, Dr. Zitzmore, Dr. I'm trying to get the crust between my toenails. All of those shows are now up there. So I believe what they're trying to do is be like, look, I understand Dr. I'm trying to get the crust out between my toes is a very successful show. But by traditional standards, it's not what you would call like a good show. Prestige, right? So they're trying to go, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on Max, but within Max, there is an HBO category. And the stuff that's on HBO has that HBO stamp. I believe that there actually is a logic at its kernel to what is going on here, but they've surrounded it with nonsense. So if you dig through all the nonsense, you're like, oh, you guys are trying to make HBO a big deal again by making it its own category. And I kind of, and I'll tell you how I got to this. I was on the app and I'm clicking through the categories and I actually was like, oh, cool. I can just click on HBO now and get all this nonsense out of the way. Eureka. That's what this was all about from the beginning.
So maybe
I think.
Good sentiment, bad execution.
Horrible execution. Because then I'm going through, and I don't know if you saw this, there's already controversy with it. Apologies have already been issued. Did you see this? I don't know if you heard about this, Hot Dog. We're in the middle of a writer's strike. The WGA are striking because the writers are not treated fairly. So within a day of Max being a thing, people were trying to figure out, so what's really changed within this app other than the new programming being added from Discovery? And they realized that when you click on a movie, the categories of writer, director, producer are gone. And it just says creators and a list of names. So like if the movie is based on a book, the writer, the director, the producer, the author of the book, all those names will be there. When you look up an episode of Succession, there's like 19 names. It just says creators and 19 names. So immediately the writers are like, the fuck? Like what? Because they're going like you're taking away the credit. You're just generalizing. Here's the non-famous people. But these are the stars. Here's the stars and here's everybody else. Now, to me, I feel like Max, Warner Bros. Discovery, was what they were trying to do was future-proof themselves. They see where content is going. They see how people are referring to content makers. You know, what happens when they bring Sam Roberts now onto Max, right? What is Sam? Well, he's a producer. He's the creator, content creator. Content creator, you hear the word, content creator. It happens all the time. So they go, okay, we'll just make it one broad category, creator, and that's it. And nobody was there. I don't know if there's not a committee. Nobody was there to say, hey, all these people that have their job titles, that have always had these job titles, like their job titles. Writers take pride in being writers. Directors take pride in being directors. Producers take pride in being producers. It's what they do. They don't want to just be lumped in to a thing. But HBO, they go like this. This is what the CEO, I think, said. Whatever. They put out a statement. HBO put out a statement because, of course, the people in charge of the WGA were like, HBO sucks. Like, look what they did. HBO is a steaming pile of turds. That's what they. Well, you know, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Right. So HBO puts out a statement that says, we agree that the talent behind the content on Max,
the one to watch,
the content on Max, we agree that the talent behind the content on Max deserves their work to be properly recognized. We will correct the credits, which were altered due to an oversight in the technical transition from HBO Max to Max, and we apologize for this mistake.
I don't think it was an oversight.
There's no way that's true. How can it be true? How could it wasn't there before? It is now there. It wasn't.
There was a button that said creators.
What did an AI just go like, oh, you mean creators? Like, well, oh, don't worry. We'll design the app for you. And if that is the case, if there was just an oversight, did AI design this thing? Were there any human beings touching it at all? Did you just have ChatGPT go like, okay, ChatGPT, could you fill out the profiles on all our stuff on our thing? It's called Max.
I wouldn't put it past them.
At this point, I wouldn't either. Because here's the thing, like the logical explanation is probably less embarrassing than what the truth is. Like it's not, and I think it's not that they're trying to take credit away from writers and directors. It's that they're real dumb. And so it's like, well, we can't tell them the real reason because they'll think we're real dumb. So let's just say it was an oversight. Operator error. That's what we're gonna chalk this one up to operator error.
I mean, if they were being honest, that press release would have said, "Our bad. That was stupid. We're gonna change it back now."
Yeah, say it was an error in judgment.
Yeah, that's good.
It was an error in judgment. We thought that this is where things were going, but we're glad this was pointed out to us. It is 100% true. It was an error in judgment. We value our writers, and we wouldn't want them to feel slighted in any way, shape, or form. Without them, there is no us.
Wow. Sammy PR Muffins.
Come on, bro. Do I have to do everyone's job? Everyone. I'm the branding guy. I'm the host. I'm the PR guy. It's not that difficult. Give me one of these Fortune 500 companies. Here's step one. Don't call it Max. The hell does that mean?
Couldn't they brand it just like Warner Brothers? Something?
No, because then you go like this. The WB. What's on the WB? That dancing frog. There's nothing.
That was 20 years ago.
You don't think they'd be looking for the Wayans brothers? I would be. I'd be, yes, finally.
Where are they, by the way?
Where is the Wayans brothers?
Where are the Wayans brothers?
How is that the one show that's not streaming? Where can we stream the Wayans brothers?
I'm going to look that up.
If it's on Max, they've done a real bad job of branding, because that would be 100%. How about the Jamie Foxx show?
It's on HBO Max.
Wayans brothers? What? Wayans brothers is on Max?
It's on Max.
Is the Jamie Foxx show on Max?
Let's see. Jamie Foxx show streaming.
They're dumber than ever.
It's on Max.
What are they doing? What are they doing? There could be a whole great section of old WB shows. How did we not know this was a thing?
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if Max is for the culture at all.
It's probably buried underneath somewhere.
You know, there's somebody that works there going like, why wouldn't we tell anybody this? There's so many good shows that nobody even knows they're on the platform. Oh,
they got some work to do.
I got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do. I get what they're doing. At the root of it, it makes sense. And this can succeed. This can succeed.
I mean, it has all the content to succeed.
100% it does.
Honestly, Max probably has the best content out from any streaming provider.
If you can find it.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Peacock, you can't do one click without seeing The Office. They're like, did you know The Office is here? I was like, yes. You keep reminding me of it, but that reminds me. Let me watch an episode real quick.
That's right next to Notsam Wrestling.
Yes. Peacock is the best, dude. Peacock is like...
I take back what I said. Peacock number one, Max number two.
All the WWE and The Office and Not Sam. Come on. Mwah. And they show you where it is. There's a big WWE logo. There's a big thing that says The Office. I know where to go. Max, I still can't find the Skin of Max movies. Unhappily Ever After. Where is Unhappily Ever After streaming? We need to find Unhappily Ever After. Thank you, Kevin. Unhappily Ever After.
Let's see.
Where is it streaming?
It doesn't immediately come out as streaming anywhere.
Max, what are you doing? I'll tell you, look, Max better get their app updated now, because we got some Waystar Royco business to handle. We got one episode left. Succession, one of the most anticipated series conclusions, finales. This is probably I would say it's the biggest finale since Game of Thrones. Right? I think Game of Thrones was probably the biggest finale since Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And this is probably the biggest one since Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones did not stick the landing. And I think people realized that it wasn't going to stick the landing, because the last few episodes of Game of Thrones, people were like, what? Like, that's the one where people found the Starbucks cup in one episode. Like, the second to last episode, people were like, it's too dark. I can't even see anything.
Well, why don't you get a better TV?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
What are you talking? If you had a good TV, you'd see everything. Oh, well, I'm trying to watch on my TV. I'm trying to watch on my iPad. Sorry. But Succession, I mean, oh my God, this season, it's just banger after banger after banger. These episodes, the election episode, that last week's episode, the funeral episode, the episode where they're in the Alps going through that meeting. I mean, it's just episode 3 where, you know, we find out what happens to the patriarch of the family, obviously. It's just, there have been probably 4 to 5 all-time classic episodes of this or any show in this season alone. And they got some big balls too, because they don't have to end this. This is only season 4. They don't have to end it now, but they're ending it. It's over. This is the end. And the question is, who's going to take over this company? I've been analyzing this. Who's going to be the CEO of Waystar Royco at the end of Succession? Hot Dog, how far into this thing are you?
I'm on season 1 still. I'm only a few episodes in. I know,
what are
and
you
I really
doing?
wanted to catch up because you know me. I love a viewing experience. I love being part of it. But I can't catch up. I'm not gonna have time.
You had time, dude. This is a big fail on your part.
I had a wedding. I had a
wedding. It's been years, dude.
Oh yes, it has.
I had a wedding. Why did you watch Succession? I had a wedding. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You're my cousin Greg. You know, a lot of people think that. A lot of people think
that. I know that reference.
Well, this is the debate that's raging on, right? The series is obviously going to climax in somebody taking over this company. What is this company going to look like going forward? You know? Is Madsen, there's a potential buyout. Maybe Madsen buys out the company. A populist president won the election under questionable terms, to say the least. And this organization had a lot to do with his victory. A lot of it, of course, is borrowed from real life. But the more you talk about it, I see this, Lehman has just chimed in. I have faith that Cousin Greg is going to pull a win. People are watching this like it's sport. There are Vegas betting odds the people aren't even saying who's going to be the CEO. They're saying who's going to win Succession. It's all been leading up to who's going to win. Like, this is the most interesting series because most of these big series, it's like, is Walter going to die? Is Tony going to die? You know, it's like, what's going to happen to this character?
It's life or death.
Right. In Succession, it's just who's going to win Succession. Who's going to win ultimately this prize. And it's great because there are a lot of shows that would chicken out of it. Right? A lot of shows would end without, but clearly something's going to happen, right? Somebody's going to win. Now, Cousin Greg over here is the dark horse pick. I feel like a lot of people think that Cousin Greg is going to come out of nowhere and win this thing. I know that the internet is big on Cousin Greg. Most of these Succession videos that you see are, here's why Cousin Greg is going to end up taking the whole thing. Here's why Cousin Greg is going to win. They say Cousin Greg is glommed himself on to every kind of important event throughout the show, that Cousin Greg has constantly remained one step ahead, that Cousin Greg has constantly remained underestimated, but still figured out how to win every single time. And to me, I'm saying that Cousin Greg has displayed idiocy for the entire show. This is what people aren't taking into effect. The Cousin Greg is not some Machiavellian puppet master guy who's had this master plan all along. If it turns out that if Cousin Greg wins the whole thing, it's got to be because he just stupidly fell into it. That I could see. Cousin Greg just stupidly falling into the top chair half by mistake. That is
not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic. And I think one of the reasons why people are so high on Cousin Greg is because I think the premise of the show is that all of this, all these big decisions, everything that happens is idiocy, right? It's all surrounded by everything. Everyone is so stupid. All these opinions and decisions are so trivial that, of course, a decision that's this big and is so important to the future of the whole country would result in somebody just stupidly stumbling into it. And that's possible. You know, you got to look at the kids, right? You got to look at the kids. You got to look at, to me, as far as the children go, Roman was always my pick. Roman over here was always my pick. I thought he was underestimated. I thought he had the eye of the tiger. I thought he always had a plan. He always had a plan. But what we've learned a lot, and it's been there for the last few seasons, but really prevalent this season, is that under the spotlight, Roman can't shine. That Roman is a candle in the sun. He's shining, but we're all shining, right? When it's just on Roman, he flops. When it's Roman and a microphone and a crowd of people, he flops. Whether it was the presentation, Living Plus, I think is what it was called, and he flaked out right before he went on, whether it was the funeral and he choked giving the eulogy. He chokes when he's in front of a lot of people. And that to me, he can't be that guy. It's interesting because to me, Roman and Kendall together, now that's a fitting combination. Because Kendall is a mess, right? Kendall is this he's so manic in his way of being that when Kendall wins, he wins hard. But he has no consistency. Kendall is unable. Kendall is unable to maintain a winning streak. He has great moments, and then that's it. You can go back to season 2. Think about the finale of season 2. Who wasn't sitting there going, oh my God, one of the best finales ever? When Kendall shows up in front of the press and says what he said, and you realize the whole world's about to change. We're going into season 3, and Kendall is stepping up. And then what happens? All through season 3, you realize that the real Kendall is the one that was at Logan Roy's birthday party. L to the OG. L to the OG with that stupid jersey on. Cringe. He's the king of cringe. There's nothing better than when he's winning. But that's like any person that is a manic person. If you've met a manic person, when they're on their highs, they're the funnest person in the world to be around. But then you hang out with them a little too long and they destroy your life. That's what they do. And then when you're ready to get mad at them for destroying your life, they get on one of their manic highs again. You're having the best time ever. Once again, that's Kendall.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun roller coaster, except it's your real life. That's Kendall, okay? Kendall steps up to the plate and he knocks it out of the park. Except when he's not on the plate, he's a disaster for the rest of the team. And somebody's got to push him up there, okay? So, you saw him in the funeral episode. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. But episode right before that, the election episode, when it's behind the scenes, he was manipulated by both his brother and his sister. They spent the whole time just manipulating him, the whole episode. Shiv's manipulating him. Roman's manipulating him. That's the problem, right? Kendall wins when he's got a microphone and he's in front of people and he's selling. Kendall can sell you on anything. People thought when he's giving that presentation with Logan Roy up there on the big screen, thanks, Dad. Big shoes. Big shoes. It was so cringy. They thought he was going to collapse, but he didn't collapse. Because when he's up there and when he's talking to you and when he's selling you on something, he's going to win. Except when he's not, he's going to get manipulated and he's going to get turned out like a pretzel. Did you see how flabbergasted he got? He threatened to lay down in front of his wife's car to stop her from leaving. That's crazy talk. That's crazy.
The context there.
Huh?
Well, I don't want to know the context. I'm still going through, but
I'm trying to, give little. I don't want to give full context so that people could still enjoy the show, right? So then you got Shiv, but Shiv's another one. So it's interesting because to me, Kendall is a postseason player. When you need a touchdown, Kendall is the one that's going to score. Except he spent the whole season putting you guys in last place. And it's like, why couldn't you have given us that energy the whole time? Shiv over here, Shiv is A-Rod. Shiv is going to take you all the way to October undefeated. But then when the big one comes, she's going to collapse. She's done it every single time.
I like Shiv.
She's
from the little that I've seen.
Well, yeah. But she's a snake. And she's not smart enough. Here's the problem with Shiv. She's not as smart as she thinks she is, right? Shiv is smart, but she thinks she's a genius. She's not a genius, okay? Kendall is a fragile flower of a man. He doesn't think, half the time he hates himself. Roman is over here. He's a shell of a person. He's the youngest out of 4 siblings with a loveless father. All he wants is dad's approval. It's all he's ever wanted. Shiv thinks that she's king shit, okay? And she's not that. She's here. And so if she were right there, it'd be like, you're even better than you think you are, but she's up here. And you're like, no. And no matter what happens to her, her wings she flies to the sun every single time. All this lady does is fly close to the sun. And what happens? Those wax wings, they start to melt away. Bye. And Shiv comes crashing down only to be rebuilt. Okay?
She thinks she's her, but
she ain't her. She ain't her. So who's him? If she's not her, who is him? I mean, look, could it be Connor? Stranger things have happened. Wouldn't that be great if it ended up being old Cameron from Ferris Bueller, Connor? All he was trying to do was get 1% in the election. He couldn't get it done. He could not get it done. So no, I mean, Connor is like one of the great failures of American television. He's awesome. Just a total, he's not even a person, Connor. He married an escort. And he married her on the worst day. Well, he married her with nobody at the wedding because he was afraid if he didn't marry her, she would leave him. And he told her that. He's just a false existence, Connor. He's the worst. But if you look specifically at season 4 of Succession, the person who has evolved over season 4 the most is that guy right there, Tom. And I get it. Tom has also had his own trouble. He's not dealing with his relationship well. Doesn't always deal with his responsibilities well. But in that moment, in that key moment, he always knows how to quickly shift out of the line of fire. He's done so much shit and always knows how to just dodge a bullet. Oh, no, not me. And if you watch him over season 4, he's gone from even beginning of the season, impish was the only way you could describe this man. Just no backbone whatsoever. And then all of a sudden, he starts to rise. And there is this confidence within Tom in the way he speaks, in the way he walks, that wasn't there before. It was up until episode 3, he was just getting his balls busted by everybody. Even in episode 4, when the potential buyers were just busting his balls. Just who are you? You suck. He's at the party in his house where he has to stop the party because he's tired in his own house. All he's hearing is rumblings that he's going to get fired as soon as the company gets bought. It sucks. And he's had enough. And I feel like the way he's been standing up to Shiv, the way he's been taking control, and then the way in the key moment where a controversial decision could be made, he leaves it up to somebody else. That's what CEOs do, right?
I was going to take the heat.
My call. And then a real hot take. And he goes, what do you guys think? Whatever you need. And boom, he's right there. He's Teflon, dude. For me, if I'm looking at one of these people to take over my company, 100% Tom is my guy. 100%. The way I do it is, Tom takes over the company. Greg is second in command.
I feel like Greg is my spirit animal on this show.
Greg is 100% your spirit animal. 100%. But if I were gone and there was a battle, Notsam is not a big company. I would not put my money on you to take this thing over, Hot Dog. I think the move, though, make Tom the man. The family gets pushed out completely. Greg stays, even though he's part of the family. Greg's the only part of the family that stays, right? All the siblings get pushed out. Greg is Tom's second in command. And you realize that Tom being in charge has made it so that Greg has turned his back on his own family. And then you also do something in the end where you realize, the future of this thing is Cousin Greg is going to motherfuck Tom and take the whole thing over. But you don't say it. You see what I'm saying? You leave with Tom in charge. Greg is his second. But you know where eventually this will go. That's what I see when I watch. But I've been watching close, man. I've been watching close. I love it. I love it. This says, everybody's saying Cousin Greg, Cousin Greg. Look.
He's a favorite.
I get he's a favorite. He's an idiot. I mean, they're all idiots, right? They're all idiots. But Cousin Greg is just too memey for me. You know what I mean? And Cousin Greg taking over just feels too much like you're doing something fun for Twitter as opposed to like we're doing a show. Now, I don't know. They could do it in a way that I go, yeah, that was awesome. I have every faith, right? I'm saying I'm fantasy booking my own ending of Succession, but no part of me is saying, yeah, if they have any idea what they're doing, this is what they'll do. I have no idea. I have no clue.
You're there for the ride.
I'm in it for the ride. And speaking of being in it for the ride, we got to talk about this. This is announced, right? Hot Dog, we did a great video not too long ago breaking down the entire John Wick franchise. You remember that video?
Right. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. You remember what happens at the end of John Wick 4? Remember I told you?
He dies.
He dies, right? Well, Lionsgate was doing a presentation today, the other day, this week, and they said, what is official, as you know, Ballerina, who's in Ballerina? Ana de Armas. We stand Ana de Armas hard here at Sam Roberts Now.
Hell yeah, we do.
We stand her hard. However, any relationship that she ends up in, we will not ship. No shipping. We stand our queen, but we do not ship any kingdom that she's in. Anyway, he said, what is official, as you know, Ballerina is the first spinoff that we're in development on, and we're in development on 3 others, including the television series, obviously the Continental, and 5. And you're like, wait, and what? Huh? John Wick 5 is officially in development. We are getting part 5. And you know what John has said about it? I'm gonna need a gun. John Wick 5 is apparently officially in development. And this tells you everything you need to know. When you have a movie, you know what John Wick 4 made at the box office?
Made a shit load.
$429 million. Now, that's not Super Mario money, but that's still good money, okay? $429 million. And the key to this John Wick thing is every movie has made more money. It keeps making more and more and more money. So it's like,
usually the opposite.
Right. Right. So if part 4 had made $400 million, but part 2 made $800 million, part 3 made $600, then it's like, okay, even though it made $400 million, okay, we're good to end it. But if you go from like 50 million to 100 to 200 to 400, they're like, hey, we could stop the gravy train, but why? And let's be honest. If they said, hey, John Wick, you thought he was dead, he's not really dead, you'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with it. You know?
It'll take a couple minutes of explanation, but I'm sure they'll get there.
Here's the explanation. Wake up, John. You're not really dead. Welcome to the Bowery. And then it's like, okay, Bowery King has let us know John Wick's not dead. This is great. This is great. Wait, is Bowery King alive? Of course I'm alive. Yeah, sounds pretty alive to me. I mean, I don't know what's going to... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, you're the bigger fan here.
The biggest.
If the movies are just going like this, up and up and up and up, yeah, something like this, I might have a little bit of fear, like, maybe they're like going a little bit too far, and maybe they should have ended at 4. But if they keep getting better, I mean, why not keep going?
I know they thought you were dead, John, but the movies keep getting better. John's just sitting there looking around like, does he always talk like that? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what's going to happen, dude. I don't know what this movie... Look, they gave a tease. Technically, if you stayed for the post-credit scene, you know, Koji's daughter, the receptionist at the hotel that John Wick was at, remember they killed Koji? And his daughter, in the post-credit scene, had come for vengeance against Kane. Mm-hmm. Kane was out to game, okay?
Kane's the blind guy, right?
Right, with the cane.
Yes.
And he was happened to have a cane as well, irony. He's at the game, though, right? And he was going to see his daughter, and here's Koji's daughter show up to be like, you killed my father, and now I curse you. Thin. I don't know. But I can't imagine it's about her. Because it's called John Wick Chapter 5. So you need John Wick. There's 2 things, though, that you're going to have to do in a 5th John Wick movie. Number 1, explain why he's not dead, because he died. Number 2, why would he be back in the game again? This would be the third. This would be the 3rd time, right? Because John Wick 1, they brought him back in the game. Okay? He was out the game, hanging with his wife, but then they stole his car and they killed his dog. You killed John Wick's dog? Yeah. Yeah. The boogeyman comes back, okay? And then he got his revenge. At the end of John Wick, he got his revenge. I am done. But then somebody shows up to his house. They give him the medallion. They go, I'm here to cash in my favor. John Wick goes, I'm not gonna do it. What does he do? Blows up his house with a missile launcher. So John Wick is back in the game. That's 2. Now he's back in the game twice. Now the events of John Wick 2, 3, and 4 are all connected. I mean, honestly, John Wick 1 through John Wick 4 takes place over the course of like a week and a half. It's crazy. It's crazy. When you break down the timing of what's going on, you're like, Jesus Christ, this has been an insane 2 weeks for John.
He needs a break.
Yeah, I mean, this guy. So, I would imagine he hasn't gotten his house fixed. So when he comes back to life, he's got to come back to life with a house that has indeed been blown up. Maybe he's not going to live in Jersey anymore. I don't know. But the high table has let him off the hook. He doesn't owe anybody anything anymore. He doesn't want to do this, or he didn't. So, I don't know, unless he gets a new dog and they kill that dog. You know, like every part of his wife, that was the whole point. They killed his dog, and that was the last connection he had with his wife, and so that dog's dead. So he doesn't have any connection with his wife anymore. I mean,
is there any way that he could...
Well, there's the guy that saves him, right? The guy that is helping him throughout John Wick 4 that has the dog, and John Wick saves that guy's dog. Maybe he turns on John? And now John Wick's got to fight him?
And there's no way he could take a back seat in his own movie, right? Like he can't take.
Man, I'm trying to see John Wick kill some people, dude. He's killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil. Okay? A pencil. Who does that? I got to see John do his thing.
Yeah.
So something's got to drag him back in. Now, I don't know. Are we going to get more lore? Right? Because every movie, the lore has been up? Are we actually going to see the physical high table? The table itself, all right? We got so far into John Wick 4 that we had a radio station that spoke to killers and hitmen in the Eiffel Tower. That's where we're at. So clearly the high table is extremely influential, not just when it comes to killers, but global landmarks, everything. Are we going to see John Wick try to fight for a position at the high table? I don't know. I mean, I don't really see John Wick as a member of a committee.
He's trying to be out.
And he was trying to be out anyway. Why would you take a gig? Can you imagine? Like, I think I'm ready to leave the job. And they're like, well, would you like to be the vice president? Yeah. All right, I guess I'll do it. Like, no, I'm trying to be out. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I don't know.
But you have faith.
I have faith. He's getting a video game too.
Ooh, that's fire.
If we had time, we don't have time tonight. I want to talk about this Spider-Man game. You see the footage of the Spider-Man
You
game?
saw the full trailer?
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's real good.
Yeah.
It's real good. Maybe we'll talk video games. I don't know, at some point. We don't have time.
Love that.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Because I also got a take on the release date. The release date is fall 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fall 2023 will be the 10-year anniversary of GTA 5. 10 goddamn years.
Oh, my God.
I can't get into it. We got to get to Super Chats. You know, we have one rule here on Sam Roberts Now. One simple rule, and that is every Super Chat will be acknowledged. If there's a comment or a concern, a question that you have, Super Chat it in. Every Super Chat gets acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. Don't forget, you can see the gorgeous merchandise on display right there. Not Sam Wrestling. The shirts, the shorts, they're on sale now at notsamshirts.com. Limited time release, done after Memorial Day. I got a pretty funny video coming out to help promote those clothing this week. Hopefully I'll get it edited tonight. We'll see. But get to notsamshirts.com. We got t-shirts, tanks, and shorts for the summer. Incredible merch drop. What'd you buy, Hot Dog?
I will be hitting you up on the side after this show.
All right,
Make sure you hit that like.
Hit like. Stop being stingy. You guys are so selfish.
See you there.
Yeah. Super chat in. Six Crow. Always appreciate the contribution, Six Crow. You are the absolute best. Sam Banks. F. Mary Kill. RuPaul. Paul Rubens. Or Pauly Shore. Well, I'm definitely marrying Paul Rubens because I would love to talk to him about Pee Wee Herman, and we got the same taste in movies. I guess because I'd love to talk to Pauly Shore about his movies, but I've talked to Pauly Shore about his movies. I've interviewed him before. So I guess I'll kill Pauly Shore and I'll F RuPaul. I think that's the way to go. Sam Banks, did you cop Big Rubber Guys? I did. Stoked for Demolition. I did. The Major Pod guys, they're doing an LJN-based figure line. And they put out a Matt Cardona, Brian Myers figures today. So I copped those two because Series 2 is going to be Demolition. And I already know I'm going to get Demolition. And if I have Series 2, I'm going to be bummed if I don't have Series 1. So I got Series 1 today. I got them coming in the mail. Good question, Sam Banks. Not Sam Miguel, but yeah, I copped hard. Not Sam Miguel. I'm surprised Hot Dog has the energy to do the show tonight after all the loads that he dropped at Derek's wedding last week. Can he go into detail about it? A lot of loads being dropped, Hot Dog?
A lot of loads being dropped. Not just by me. It was a very sexual weekend for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that as far as you're willing to go in terms of details? Because Miguel asked for details.
Yeah, I don't know one kissing. You don't kiss and tell, Miguel. Come on. What's going on here?
Oh, wow. Wow, that kind of party, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I was surprised, though. Great time at Derek's.
Apparently, Derek was the only virgin at his wedding.
Yeah. Hopefully, he consummated the marriage.
I doubt it. I don't think so. Can you imagine Derek saving himself for marriage and then his wife goes, I'm tired tonight.
I'm going to go to bed.
I'm going to go to bed. He comes down to the bar. Oh, she said she was tired.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Not Sam Lehman. Sam, in the history of HBO streaming, you're forgetting that they also had a DC comic streaming service that failed and got added to HBO Max. That's right.
I
that's
remember
right. That's right. B Herb 76, F Mary Kill, Bobo Intern David Hot Dog. Okay, well, I spent a lot of time with Intern David. He's always fun, so I'd probably marry Intern David. If I don't want to F. But Bo,
marry David?
I think so. I mean, he's kind of fun. Yeah. Probably F.
We spend a lot of time together too.
I know, we've done it. You know what I mean? We've done it. Yeah, Bobo's a pretty sensitive guy, so probably F Bobo. Yeah, I think that'd probably be the way to go.
Okay.
Meat Carrot says, so supposedly John Wick has over 140 bodies. Meaning
I saw a video count on that on YouTube.
Oh, that's the number of people he's killed in the movies.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot more not before the movies started.
No, it's like the movie dead kill count.
Damn, do I have to go back through John Wick's 1 through 4 again to do a kill count?
You should.
Should be sitting there ticking. 5, 5.
Not now, Jess.
Oh. All right. Guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to get them shirts. Don't forget to hit like on a video. Subscribe to this channel. Go over to the Notsam Wrestling channel. Subscribe to that one too. And follow along with everything that we're doing. It's all very, very exciting. You got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. I'm going to cheers with you later.